Please
moving
note,
forward.
this session is being recorded.
Okay, thank you, virtual assistant. I'm glad that wasn't a bomb. Okay, so but back to what I was saying, which is important. We will be launching a rebrand of our Arts and Humanities for Every Student program. So stay on the lookout for that. You now are officially being recorded. Sorry, we're not used to this platform. We don't use it as frequently this way. We usually just use it for phone calls. But we're really excited because we've learned a lot in 5 weeks from you all. And in the process, we also feel pretty confident in the work of the collaborative and the importance of our work as we move forward. And also, we know what we have to set for the conditions that we need to help to support our community, to support you all as we go through more pivoting and more transitioning and working with more flexibility moving forward. So stay tuned. There will be work that we'll be rolling out and announcing that starts to play out in real time now through the summer, and then also in August when we would normally kick off our Arts and Humanities for Every Student program. So it'll be a new brand. It's not like new Diet Coke. It will be good. We will all like it. It will make sense. It will work for us. But know that we've been working on that behind the scenes as we've been continuing to help you all in our pivots and with these Zoom chats. So without further ado, let's get this conversation started. So David is here from the Commission. David, if you'd like to just share with us a few things, what's happening in your world, what are some of the things you'd like to know from us? David is muted. Whoops.
I muted myself.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so this week the full commission of meets on Thursday, so I'll probably have more updates come next Monday because there are a lot of pieces to be discussed, including, as I know many of you are aware, each state arts agency was given a portion of the NEA CARES Act funding. So there should be more news about that next week, along with FY21 grant programs and what they might look like. Some of you may have tuned into the mayor's budget briefing on Friday, or heard it, a synthesis of it on the news that the city is currently running a deficit of $800 million. For the current year. So that, of course, will impact not only FY20, but also FY21. So we're trying to be responsive to the moment and the needs of our constituents, both organizations and individuals, but at the same time trying to plan forward. But as I said, things are still being decided upon this week, but there should be a lot more news to share for next week. I'm currently having conversations with folks, particularly folks who have project-based grants, they're adjusting their scopes and timelines and budgets and so on. And we understand the need to be flexible and creative and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate everybody's thinking on that. And I've been using the simile of, I said, it's like there's a new blossom in everybody's yard, and I want to make sure that we don't lop the head off it because it's a COVID-19 blossom, or brought to us by COVID-19. I'm seeing already that there's a lot of really great thinking coming out that may help us long term should a situation like this arise again, but just also in terms of helping organizations think about how they can disseminate their work to a much broader audience and hopefully more students too. And again, it's that double-edged sword of access and equity, that you can put things on virtual platforms, but not everybody has access to them. So as we're thinking about grants for next year, we're very much keeping that in mind too, so that we're encouraging folks to craft applications that speak to what's happened over the last couple of months. So as I said, hopefully I'll have much more information this time next week. So.
Well, thanks, David, for sharing that. That was very helpful. And also, I do know, yes, the commissioner meeting is this Thursday, as David said. I think it's either 3:30 or 4. You can go to the commission's website. Folks are welcome to tune in. And usually the information is on the commission's webpage. I just checked and it doesn't have the time call-in info yet, but I'm sure it'll get there soon. So, and David made a very good point too. We are learning so many new ways to do our work, and I'm really proud of our community. There is a lot of uncertainty what the next school year looks like, best case scenario even. So we do all have to be very responsive, flexible, adaptable. Also do worry a lot about that equity piece. That's something that is so important and core to our mission, and certainly core to our mission of collective impact in our community as well. And to that end, we'll have something to announce around collective impact and data within the next few weeks. Some good news to share. So stay tuned to that. So Mary, if you'd like to share with us how everyone's doing at DCPS Arts, and we're thinking a lot about teachers since next week is Teacher Appreciation Week. And the collaborative is going to be working on some pieces, as many of you know. So Mary, if you'd like to share out how things are going.
Great. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Into our last month of school already for the school year. It seems like it's flown by. So I'm sure all of you know, school will end officially May 29th, virtual learning through the end. At this point, we have created all the work for the students, at least in visual arts and music, for the remainder of this school year. And so starting this week and next week, we're looking to next year. There are not any definitive answers at this point. There's lots of options and scenarios that have been put out there, from we'll be fully back in school, maybe some people will, some people won't, so a little mix of virtual and in-person. Maybe we'll be fully virtual for most of next year. Who knows at this point? I don't know that the mayor will have that full answer May 15th. It'll probably be likely some scenarios that then they're going to make that decision a little closer to. We are, working on a system that's thinking we're likely going to be mostly virtual, with the possibility that we could be back in school. But that's where we are, and we are moving forwards and working on community, sort of a DC Pride virtual performance that we're creating with students and some local performers. I'd mentioned previously to you all that we got a grant for keyboards for students to do distance learning from home and have some kind of instrument. We still have the grant, but unfortunately, due to the vendor that was providing the keyboards and they furloughed most of their workers, it's now going to become a fall instrument thing instead of for immediate, because they couldn't promise to get that many out that quickly with such low manpower. That's pretty much it for us. We're still up in the air with a lot of questions as well, unfortunately.
Whoops. Thanks, Mary, for sharing. Sorry, it's kind of awkward to unmute on this system. I'm still learning, so it takes a little bit of a delay. Does anyone have any questions or for Mary or for David? Just be sure to unmute yourselves. I think we all might be muted. Okay, so next week is Teacher Appreciation Week, and we've talked a bit on several of these daily Zoom chats about what we can do as a community to help public school teachers know how much we appreciate them. Also to help you all as educators know, but mostly around the framework of how can we help our friends in the public schools. So there are a few things that are going to happen. Tracey, do you want to share some of the things that the collaborative is working on?
Sure. So for Teacher Appreciation Week next week, we're going to plan a happy hour type of virtual convening, and we're working on getting someone to come in. We spoke with Lindsay Vance and Katie Weatherly last Friday. We're working on getting someone to come in to do sort of a mindfulness exercise at the beginning oh, cool. Lissa, nice react. I can see the reaction. Sorry, this is a new platform. Yeah, so we'll do a mindfulness exercise at the beginning to thank teachers, give them gratitude. We'll probably do the happy hour around 4 because it's like right after they teach, but won't interfere with the dinner or anything like that. And then we were also planning on Karen O'Brown, I think she's on the line, had a great idea about launching like a window gallery or something over the summer where students can thank teachers and do sort of like an art exhibit. But that obviously can't happen for next week. So we're thinking of planning it a little bit more long term. And then Trey, Clarissa, and our wonderful intern Juliet, they're planning on doing some teacher spotlights next week. So we'll be in touch with more updates for you guys. Hopefully all of you can join us at the happy hour. We'll get that firmed up really shortly. And you can all, thank teachers too. Lissa, did I leave anything out?
No,
okay.
I think that was it. I think Karen's idea is such a great one, to fill windows with art, even through the summer. I think that would be really lovely. And I know we've talked about this on some of the Zoom chats, the daily Zoom chats. We also discussed this with our friends at DCPS. The collaborative does have a Friday conversation, a more internal conversation with some of our key stakeholders and friends, including the Office of Community Engagement. But there could be some fun ways that we could message a bigger program idea out. We do have an opportunity to now, thanks to our friends at DCPS, to connect with Parent University, which is great. So not only for these bigger community campaigns or teacher appreciation, but just in reaching out to parents directly and having that platform. And hopefully that will be a platform that will continue through the summer. I don't know, Mary, have you heard anything about that? No, not yet?
I have not.
Okay. Because I think that's going to be really important for us to be connected to parents and caregivers. And hopefully that platform, the Parent University platform, is widely used. It seems like a good place for us to share out, and for the cultural institutions to share all of the things that we can do to help support student learning and engagement now through the summer and then kicking off the new school year. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to share out or ask Mary or David?
Lissa, I was just going to offer up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I am meeting tomorrow with the family engagement team. I know, Lissa, you already know this, but I guess for the greater good for everybody, they are creating a set of at-home resources for families called Family Cornerstones. And so I'm meeting with them sort of to advocate for all of you of ways that we could work with some of our partners a little more in helping to create some of that, since there's already so many wonderful experiences happening. How can we tie in some of those? Yeah,
I think that's important for us to know. We can look at what we've all been able to do up to, over the past 5 weeks. Also look at that distance learning database as a platform, knowing that it's not everything, but it has a lot of good information that can be pulled and extrapolated and shared in different ways. And then, of course, we all know and are mindful that we want to find ways to measure this, and we're going to continue to strive to do that. But for family engagement, I think it is really important for us to make sure that we are in alignment with what DCPS needs are. So that's why these Monday calls are really important. That's why it's really important for us to stay connected, because I know some of the partnerships have not been able to be fully realized at this point, and they are pivoting and changing, and morphing certainly. But we want to make sure that there is still direct family engagement, especially now through summer, and then of course into the new school year. Anyone else? Someone else was. Oh, go ahead, Trace. Yeah.
I just wanted to say for the meetings for the rest of this week, Lissa mentioned earlier that we would be having less of these 11 a.m. meetings moving forward, and we were looking to more of our like traditional convenings. So we'll have a gratitude members meeting virtually this spring. We'll also work on connecting to curriculum workshops, and we'll kind of and we're also pivoting so we can put a lot of energy into what our our new announcement, what we'll be doing for our office during the fall, and developing a new structure for that. But for the rest of this week, and I know there are some people that are scheduled that I've worked with. The Children's Museum, I think, is presenting next Thursday and everything. We'll keep the meetings for those that are scheduled, but they won't occur every day. The ones for the rest of this week, I will send out a link and take registrations for, instead of putting the meeting out there. But you can look at this week's meeting schedule. So coming up tomorrow, I've switched the schedule around a little bit. Tomorrow will be the teaching artist and practitioners Zoom chat, and any teaching artist who would like to demo their programs, their adapted programs, and have some critique from other teaching artists, and those that are on the phone, please email me to set that up. Humanities DC, Andrea McNeil from Humanities DC will be speaking to us on Wednesday about their grant deadlines and other announcements that they have coming up. Thursday will be more of an open forum discussion. Lucy Stern from the International Spy Museum will share more about their programming as well. And then Friday, we're still getting a person lined up for the equity and access conversation. And Clarissa Hartsfield, our school partnerships manager, she coordinates all of those. She's also on our equity committee for any given child. But I just wanted to give you a little bit more of an update about our upcoming virtual convenings, especially for this weekend. I think we'll probably be using this platform for now on. So I'm really sorry that happened again. So thank you for everyone for moving over to this platform. So sorry.
Karen, did you have something you wanted to share? No? Okay. Sorry, still learning this platform and trying to see everyone and navigate. But we'll get it right. I think we'll also send a nice little note to Zoom as if they would care, but I just, I'll get my jersey on, as they say, and I'll send another message. Okay, but you get what you pay for. Anyone else have anything they'd like to share before we wrap up? What was an abbreviated conversation? Oh, there's Karen. Hi.
My phone is disconnecting. My computer was running hot, so I had to switch to my phone. Sorry, guys. And I just wanted to add that if we are able to do a teacher appreciation or a wider appreciation, I was just to give a little bit of thought behind the sign idea. It would be signs in individuals' homes and apartments, hotels, wherever they're living, to make with just very basic materials and put in their window. It's something that families and children can do without any type of internet access, and just let others know that they are inside and thinking about our public that all of the people that are helping us. I saw my postal worker the other day and just stopped and thanked him, and I have never seen him smile so much. I was almost brought to tears. I could tell that he was really, the weight of his responsibility had gotten heavier and heavier as this progressed. So it's just a very simple idea, but it certainly doesn't have to be just in people's homes.
Oh, sorry.
It can also be in public spaces, in grocery stores, or in hospitals, anywhere where there are people inside. So that's all. Sorry, the connectivity is off and on.
Oh, that's okay. You came in very clearly just now, so thank you. I think it's such a great idea. And I know that I think family engagement, or there was an attempt to do something similar, but maybe with this idea of kicking something off now that continues. It's a nice way to keep families engaged and connected through the summer, especially. Also, when Tracey mentioned, our office program, traditionally we start collecting information now. We would have already received your information to start to process for the next school year. We're also looking at what some of your needs may be right now, especially for those of you that may have some DAHI grants still outstanding, and maybe you've pivoted, are looking at continuing this work now, as well as through the summer. While the collaborative historically has not done placement through summer, this is something that we can look at now, since we have new platforms that we're developing, and we'll have new things that we can announce and share. So we'll start to pilot some of those things now, but the full rollout of it will be ready for what will be the new school year. Is that right, Tracey? Did I say that right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So on that note, we have 3 minutes left. This was a crazy start to the meeting, and certainly unintentional and unexpected, but boy, it got us all thinking and pivoting again for a different reason. So just stay tuned. If you need anything from the collaborative, just reach out. We're here. And as Tracey said, we'll continue our Zoom chats this week with that scheduled. Charity, did you have something you wanted to share out? You raised your hand? Yes.
I did. Yes. I wanted to be polite. Hi, everyone. I just want to make a quick announcement. This Thursday on the 30th, my organization, DC Scores, we're doing a virtual online showcase / fundraiser for our kids. We are highlighting some of our best poets, and we're attempting, we're all new to this technology stuff, to do an online type of performance for them to showcase their work, but also hopefully to help us get more people involved, and also to just kind of hopefully generate some money through this fundraiser. But it'll be a really awesome event. All of our kids are going to be performing. Some professional soccer players will be stopping in, professional poets will be stopping in, and just talking about DC Scores. And it'll be really awesome if people are part of the collaborative want to come just to join, just to be there and be supportive. The kids are really excited. So it's 4:30. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send you the private link. And yeah, that's all. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, please, we'll circulate that for anyone who's interested too. So I saw, Noelle, you mentioned. That's awesome. That's terrific. We'll look forward to tuning in. What time is that again on Thursday? Oh, you're muted. Oops. Charity's muted. Okay. That's okay.
On the 30th at 7 o'clock.
At 7 p.m. Okay, great. And again, Thursday is also the commissioner meeting, which is always open to the public, the DC commissioners meeting. It's either 3:30 or 4. Is that right, David? But there'll be information about it on the commission's website. And that's also on Thursday, the 30th. Yeah.
Yes. Usually there's a public comment period from 3:30 to 4. Since we've gone virtual, I don't think we have that piece to it. Because it's just so hard to curate it, even though it's a public comment period. Usually when we have in-person meetings, folks sign up in advance. So I think it may just be the just the commission meeting itself.
Just tuning in.
Yeah. Let me.
Okay. And we can share that once if you have that, but we can share it also with the link. Once it's public.
I think it probably would be worth folks tuning into. As I said, I'll have some information next Monday, but quite possibly there could be a preview of that information on Thursday.
Yeah, that would be great, because then we can ask really informed questions. Also knowing that we're waiting to see what the budget for next year looks like too, and what an advocacy effort can even look like this year. So that's something for us as a community to be thinking about, and to stay closely connected to our friends at the commission, to have an understanding of what they anticipate the reality of next year could look like. And then we as a community can raise our voice and share what we believe is important for the arts and humanities education community, as we normally do during advocacy season. It's going to be a weird advocacy season. I'm not even sure if council will take public testimony yet, maybe written, not clear.
I don't know. There's so many competing,
exactly,
priorities. Yeah, it's an interesting. I think sometimes what happens, just generally, we've all seen it when budgets get tight. When you've got the Children's Cancer Hospital and the arts organization sort of waves, that it can, it is hard to make a call, particularly to folks who may not know the value of the arts. And we've seen, I think I mentioned it before, we've seen during this pandemic that, people, artists or not, are all expressing themselves through the arts. And I think that, speaks to the value of the arts in helping us, spiritually or psychologically navigate this. And to share our, fears and but also our hopes, to move through it and beyond it. So, I think we can't undervalue that impact, for little people. So
it's so true. You see it very globally and in general, big strokes, like Stephen Sondheim's 90th birthday party last night. For folks that are into theater and were able to tune in, that was a big deal. That was huge. And that's the power of the arts. But then what needs to really be demonstrated and showcased is truly the work we're doing with the kiddos here in the district. So it's very important work. But yes, it's almost lunchtime. Indeed, Cynthia. Take care, Cynthia, be well. Feed your kiddos, feed your own tummies too. If you haven't had lunch, drink lots of water. That was one thing I really loved watching our teaching artist demos. Each one of them, that was the core piece that was connecting each of the lessons for the little kids. Washing your hands and drinking your water. And it was really interesting. Every time one of the teachers went to drink their water, we all were doing it, even as adults. We were just watching a demo. But it's an interesting way that brings the reality of what is happening into those lessons. And I think that's very important. And I was very impressed with what you all are doing to help support the kiddos. Okay. So on that note, everyone be well. I hope you have a great Monday. As Tracey said, you're all troopers. That was an absolute unnecessary pivot today, but we learn every time, and we're gonna make a stronger, safer platform. It'll probably be this one or a different one, certainly not Zoom. So thanks again. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, David.
Of course, thank you. Be well, everybody. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
How do I log out?
That's what I was wondering too.
Like that.
I think you just closed the window.
Up in the far right-hand corner.
Far right-hand corner?
Yep, little X.
Oh, it's an X. That's easy. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.